Final Fantasy VII Rebirth won the title of the most anticipated game in the most recent Game Awards. But did it live up to the hype? Well, I think it did for the most part. I'm willing to say this game is just as good as Remake, if not better. For starters, unlike Spider-Man 2 during launch weekend, this game ran great on my PS5. Okay, I didn't start it till March 1st, so it's possible there might have been some issues on February 29th, or in the demo, I don't really know. Tell me in the comments how it was before March 1st. Anyway, the combat is still as smooth as ever. I know I said this in the past, but I'll say it again. I actually like the hack and slash combat system. Like, seriously, do you really want the same old combat system we've been getting for decades? I mean, look how that turned out with Pokemon. Why do you think I liked Legends Arceus so much? But back to topic. I saw some complaints about the visuals and performance, but to be honest, it looks fine to me. I mean, look, what I look at when I review video games are their story, gameplay, performance, and cast of characters. The way I see it, visuals are just a bonus. I mean, seriously, I've been playing a lot of PS2 and 3 games recently, so visuals are not exactly my #1 concern in video games. So because of that, I played through the entire game in performance mode rather than graphics mode. And the same goes for Final Fantasy XVI, which before you ask, no. As of now, I have not finished that game yet. But anyway, the gameplay is as I expected. Relatively similar to Remake, which again already worked out in the first place, so there was really no need to make many changes other than a few gimmicks here and there. The story is more faithful to the OG game than its predecessor, but like Remake, there are moments in the game that just feel padded out. But just like its predecessor, they used this as an opportunity to better flesh out the characters. Even the newly introduced characters, like Yuffie and Vincent, which, by the way, I actually skipped the chance to add them to the party when I played the OG game because I did not know about their existence until it was too late. But I guess that's something I can always get back to in my next playthrough. But here's the part you've all been waiting for. Aerith's death. Well, starting with the fact Sephiroth laughed his ass off instead of just having a simple success grin like he did in the OG game, and also shot Aerith's blood at Cloud's face. Like, yeah dude, Sephiroth is even more of a menace than before. Especially now since he's some interdimensional threat now. But to be honest, the game was just, look, Aerith survived, to Aerith is dead, to JK not dead lol, to JK am dead lol. And it just feels all back and forth. To be honest, to avoid confusion, they should have just gone with one or the other. Maybe bring up the possibility Aerith survived in another timeline, but showing the cutscene of Cloud stopping Sephiroth only for Aerith to end up dying anyway does feel kinda pointless. Okay, the first time was fine, that way it could be a little fake out thing, but if it's over and over again, it kinda loses its impact and only adds confusion. Also, I don't know if it's just me or if the whole alternate timeline thing in media feels kinda overdone. I know Remake built up the fact they were gonna go down this route, but I don't know. It just seems that lately, everything has to have several alternate timelines, like with Link losing to Ganon, or Goku dying from the heart virus, etc. My biggest complaint about this game is the mandatory minigames and side content. Like seriously, it's one thing if it's like a side quest required to 100% a game or something, but nope, you're actually forced to complete them if you want to progress in the main story. And I just think it's really annoying when games do that. Granted, not all the filler was bad. Again, this game added some great moments to the story. But again, there was a lot of padding. And there's also that card game. To be honest, I never really cared much for card games in general. They weren't really my thing. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I didn't really like the card game either. But at least most of the card game content is optional. I also saw the complaint about the fact your progress from Remake doesn't get carried over to Rebirth. Which is fair, I guess, but then again, I haven't played Remake in over a year, so I wasn't really too disappointed by this. They might fix it down the road when they release the third game and re-release the trilogy into a trilogy collection game eventually. But to plug it all in, I rate Final Fantasy VII Rebirth an 8.8 out of 10. My prediction for the third game, it's probably likely they're gonna call it Reunion, since the characters said that word a lot. But then again, that title was already taken by the Crisis Core remaster, so I don't even know. But that'll do it for this review, and I hope you look forward to what I've got planned next. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya, chump!